One, okay, so my name is MathSifu and welcome to my third installment of the end of year sprint 2024. So today I'll be doing a Sec 1 paper, which is in this case I'll be doing just G3. G3. Okay, so G3 is being vaguely mapped from Express. So we are just taking the Express paper from 2022. So they haven't really during that time they haven't really for this school okay, AMKSS Secondary School, they haven't really went into the full SBB yet. So they are still labeling their paper as Express. So it's still the same as compared to what we are doing for G3. So today I'll be just going through this Sec 1 G3 paper. Same thing, if you are able to get the papers in advance from me from the Google Drive, that will be the best. Otherwise, you can also just take out a notebook and just follow along. Ultimately, these questions are more or less the same, as in the questions and topics that they will share is more or less the syllabus is more or less the same lah. Okay, so just look through and follow along with me. If of course, if there's any questions or about this paper or certain specific questions, leave a comment in the section down below. And then at the same time, feel free to reach out to me. Okay, for those of you who are my students, okay, I hope that this paper will benefit you. I know some of you already have your end of year exams. I know it's sometime most of the students, secondary school students, are doing their exams now during October. Okay, October. So I try my best to cover all. Hopefully you can see my video before your exam. Okay, otherwise, you can wait for next year lah. Or you can look for other levels also. Okay, just take this as a review of content. Okay, so let's get started on here. Sec School. Okay, this one is end of year for 2022. That's 2 years ago. And then the calculators are allowed. Okay, calculators are allowed. So I'll go through both paper 1 and paper 2. I'll go through both paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, both papers, calculators can be used. So prepare your calculators. Same thing, like what I mentioned in my other videos, 1 hour 15 minutes duration. That means you should be completing the paper within 45 to 50 minutes at most. At most. Okay, so try to time and pace yourself along the way to be able to achieve that. Huh? Okay, now let's get started. Yeah. Okay. 1A, express 932.3527 to 3 decimal places. If you're looking for 3 decimal places, means I look at the fourth one, so I need to round up. Okay, so 932.353. It's all quite straightforward. 3 decimal places. Okay. Next one. Evaluate this thing. Giving your answer to 168. This one need calculator. Confirm. Need calculator. So you can just straight away calculate it in. So it's 625 plus 4.05. Then divided by 0.898 minus 30.2. You'll get this. Okay, you'll get this minus 21.39. Da, 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 da. So to 168. Okay, I write the answer here first. 21.398. So to 368, negative 20. Okay, can. I think next time I should just maybe like do streaming on live or something. I try my best to do like Instagram and YouTube live, but I don't know the configuration and all these things. But if there's a demand, definitely I can consider that. So right now it's just mainly documenting videos onto YouTube. Then y'all can go and watch. Okay, for those of you who are new to this channel, go and y'all can share and search up MathSifu. When you all search up MathSifu, everything on YouTube that you see is mine, because no one else has used this name before. Okay, so everything that you see is mine. So just go ahead and share. Okay. Okay, next. Express the ratio 3 and 1/5 to 24% in its simplest form. Okay, this one a bit tricky, huh? So this one is 3.6, 3.2. 3.2. And then this one is actually 0.24 if you realize it's in decimals lah. Okay. So for this one, actually very straightforward. Don't need to think so much. Just press calculator can already. So if you press 3.2 divided by 0.24, you get this 40 over 3. That means this is 40 and this is 3. Yeah, it's just that it's just it. That's all. 40 to 3. Okay. However, if you really want to do the number and just to double clarify that it's 40 to 3, you can. Okay. So what you can do is you can make both numbers to be whole numbers. So for the number on the right hand side, I multiply by 100. So you get 24. So as a result, the other side will be multiplied by 100 also. So it's 320 like that. Okay. Then you divide by how many? Divide by 8 lor. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. Then you get 43. That's the working lah. Okay. So since this one is only 2 marks, so not a big issue here. Okay. Next, express 860 grams as a percentage of 5.6 kg. Okay, just make sure that the units are the same, huh? So 860 divided by 5,600 grams times 100%. Okay, this one straight away, just key in calculator. Don't need to think too much. Okay, you get 43 out of 280 times 100%. Okay, times 100, you will get 15 and 5/14%. Okay, 860 divided by 5600 times 100. Yeah, you'll get this. Okay, so since the answer can be already expressed in the proper fraction, so there's no need to write in decimal. There's no need for any rounding also. Write in exact form. So it's 15 5/14就可以了。Okay? Next, write down the first four term is 1, 4, 9, 16. Write down the sixth term, 36. This one quite straightforward because you must be able to recognize these are your square numbers. So this is 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. So sixth term, 6 square. Must recognize already by now. Oh. So find an expression for the n term, n square. Straight away, just like that. Okay? Next, is number 99 part of the sequence above? No. Because that means sum n square is 99. Okay, in order for 99 to be part of this sequence, 99 must be a square number. And for 99 to be a square number, what does it mean? That means your n must be a whole number. So if I were to take the square root of 99, it must be a square number. In this case, it will not be a square number. It's 9.9 something. It doesn't matter what the answer is. As long as it's not a whole number, it's confirmed not in a sequence already. Okay, so I'm just going to write here 9.94, da, 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 da. No, because so how do you write this in explanations? So the value of n when n squared equals to 99 is not a whole number. That's the idea. Okay, so what are the key things? Number one, you must show that you are subbing in n squared equal 99. And you also must show that the end result, the value of n is not a whole number. Therefore, 99 is not a sequence. 就可以了。Okay? Wow, study so short. I've been doing this for a couple of days already. So yeah, pardon my throat. Okay, next. P to Q, 5 to 4. Q to R, 4.2 to 0.65. 5P to R. Okay? It doesn't matter whether the ratios are in decimals or not. It does not matter. Why? Because all of them can still be expressed as the same. So 5 to 4. Q to R, 4.2 to 6.5. So 4.2 to 0.65. It doesn't matter. Just work it out the same way like how you handle your whole numbers. It doesn't matter. Okay, so 4 times 4.2. 4 times 4.2, I get 16.8. Then 0.65 times 4, I get 2.6. 5 times 4.2, 21. Okay, so at this point of time, then you say, how I want to find P to R. That means I want to log in these two. That means P to R is 21 to 2.6. But you say that decimal, my ratio cannot have decimal there. How? So this is where I focus on this new ratio, 21 to 2.6. And then I make both numbers to be a whole number. So you see, the number that I need to focus on is 2.6, which is a decimal. How do we make it a whole number? You see 0.6, right? All you need to do is times 5. Why? Because 6 times 5 is 30. As long as the last digit is 0, that's all it matters. Okay, so I need to take 2.6 times 5. So it's 13. So as a result here, times 505. This is my answer. So answer is 105 over 13. That's the idea. That's all. In fact, that's all. 3 marks, like that. Can or not? Can. Can. This is secondary 1, not P6. P6, you need to have proper statements, Set 1 onwards, don't need. As long as you can show them that it's proper thought of thinking and you can establish it through very clear and visible diagrams, we are good to go. Okay? So actually 3 marks like that. 就这样哦 really, legit, this is 100% acceptable. Okay? Continue. Okay, of course, for these questions, if you need more time to process, to think, or you have specific things to ask, comment down in the section below. Or you can just pause the video, slow down the playback, and then look through my working. Okay? For such questions, for previous questions, or any of my questions, if you have certain different approaches to solve the question, is it acceptable? Depends. Best is you let me know and show it to me, or you can ask, is this approach possible or not? Okay, so of course what I'm showing here is what the majority of students should know and should be able to present. It's the most clean and efficient manner. Okay, so of course if you have your own approach to do it, as you can get the answer, uh debatable, but let me know. See, from here we can approve or not. Let's see MathSifu can approve or not. Okay, can. Let's continue. Question 5. Andy and James are playing a game. They both start with the number X. Andy adds 3 to the number and triples it. Okay, so let's just take note of what's going on first. They both start with X. So X. Adds 3 to the number plus 3. And then triples it. Multiply by 3. That's the idea. Okay. So straight away, using the written words, we can immediately formulate an expression. Okay, that's for Andy. That's for James. James multiply the number by 4. So for example, you got X, I multiply by 4. Then I subtract 2. That's the idea. Okay, so James' result is 4 less than Andy result. Now I can bring these two together using a relationship, which is 4 less. James is 4 less. So James is 4 less. That means equals to this one. Minus 4. So if I were to relate the information, I map it over. So James equals to Andy minus 4. This is the thinking process. Need to write this down in the working? No need. Okay? Just need to show that as long as you put the numbers in the correct position, we are good to go. Okay? So we can continue to expand this. They say solve for X. Okay? So 3. So we expand the bracket here. 3x and then plus 9 minus 4. So 3x plus 5. 4x minus 2 equals to 3x plus 5. From here, solving is very straightforward because 4x minus 3x equals to 5 plus 2. X is 7. Okay? That's the idea. As long as you can show the all these written steps and you are able to show this equation, this is because the requirement says write down an equation in X. That means what you are looking for is this one. Okay? And then find the original number, which is X . Okay, come on, let's go on. Okay, 6A, factors are multiple. This one important because that's the first thing that you guys will be learning in Sec 1. At the same time, this will help you in your other levels as well. So important to go and master this. Okay, express 300 as a product of its prime factors. Give your answer in index notation. Okay, so 300. There are two ways to do this prime factorization, either by branching or by ladder. I'll do both. I'll show you. Of course, personally, I choose branching. I don't really like ladder. But if you are comfortable in ladder, I say again, if you are comfortable in ladder, go ahead. It doesn't matter. As long as at the end of the day, the index notation must come out. Okay? So there are two ways to do this. I'll do the ladder one first, which is what most of you guys are doing. Okay, so 300 I can divide by 2, gives me 150. Then I divide by 2, 75. 75 cannot divide by 2 liao. How? Divide by 3, 25. 25 is a square number, so 5. 5, 5, 1. This is your ladder. Okay, so at the end of the day, you will get 2 square times 3 times 5 square. Okay, the restriction of a ladder is this. You must start with 2. You must start with 2, exhaust all the 2, cannot do already, then you can do 3. Cannot do 3, then do 5. You cannot jumble up the numbers. Sometimes you see 2, then you see 3, or maybe you start off with 3. Cannot. Ladder must be following the 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. That means in the order of the prime numbers, prime factors. That's the restriction for ladder, which is what I don't like. But of course, if the most schools are teaching it this way and you're comfortable with this, make sure you can get 2 square times 3 times 5 square. Otherwise, don't use ladder, use branching. Okay? So branching, how does branching work then? Okay, I'm just going to write it here. So branching. Branching allows us for have more flexibility. Why? Because 300, the first number that I actually see is 3 times 100. So I actually take out 3 first. Okay, and then from the 10, right? The 100, I know it's 10 square. It's easy for me because you memorize your square numbers already. 10 times 10. So in each of the 10, I have 2 and 5, 2 and 5. So ultimately, whether or not you're using ladder or you're using branching, ultimately you will get 2 square times 3 times 5 square. Can you see? Because it is 2 square times 3 times 5 square. This is what I prefer lah. But both ways work. Both ways work. Okay. So 300 equals to 2 square times 3 times 5 square. That's the idea. Okay. Written as a product of its prime factors, 2750 is 2 times 5 cubed times 11. Find the LCM. Okay, LCM. Okay, so let's recall. In order to find LCM, number one, we need to do prime factorization, which is what we did in the previous question before. Then for the bases, what do you need? We need a unique basis. Unique basis means what? All the copies of bases that you see, you take one copy. It's called all unique bases. If there are multiple copies, for example, you got 2 square, you take 2 first. Don't care about square first. The square is power. Okay, power is the next point. For power, you take the highest power. Okay, so now I'm comparing this one and this one. So to find the LCM, okay, like I said, the bases we take all the unique ones. That means whatever bases I see, I'll take one copy of it. So I see a 2, write down. I see a 3, write down. I see a 5, write down. Write a 11, write down. Then we go and compare the powers. For the base 2, I got 2 and 2 square. 2 and 2 square, I take 2 square. Higher power, ma. Okay. 3 there, 3 don't have, only got 1 3. Leave it there. 5 there, I got 5 square, I got 5 cube. I want 5 cube. 11 don't have, 1 copy, leave it there. Okay, so this product will be your answer. Okay, so this one will be 8 times 3 times 125 times 11. So if you key into the calculator straight away, 8 times 3 times 125 times 11, you will get 33000. This is 33,000. Okay, I show you the calculator. Times 3 times 5, 5 cube. Where's my cube? Cube times 11. Okay? Can I? So this is the idea of doing LCM. Okay, use this to revise on highest common factor, lowest common multiple. Okay, let's move on. Find the smallest possible integer such as 2750 over k is a perfect cube. Perfect cube means what? When you say cube, what does it mean? It means that all powers are divisible by 3. 3. Divisible by 2 means square number. divisible by 3 is cube number. Okay, just remember that. So now we want cube. Okay, let's first of all, in terms of presentation, how do we do so? I don't want to be looking up, down like that. It's too tiring. So I want to copy down. So 2750 equals to 2 times 5 cube times 11. Okay, now how to do this kind of questions? When they say the k, first of all, we observe the k. Is the k at the numerator or at the denominator? If it's at the numerator, that means we need to top up factors to find the cube, to find the perfect cube or perfect square, whatever. If it's at the denominator, it means I need to remove some factor. I need to take away some factors in order to make the ending result to be a cube number. So in this case, find the smallest possible number. So in here, in the prime factorization, I got 2 times 5 cube times 11. The only thing that I can have left is my 5 cube, because the power is 3, which is a multiple of 3. Okay. So, but for k, you see 2 and 11. It's either I can top up, but I cannot top up here because it's a divide sign. So therefore, by k, I need to take out these two. Therefore, the answer is 22. Because only when I 2750, I take out, I means I divide by 22, I will be left with 5 cube, and 5 cube is a cube number. That is the thought process. Okay. Okay, come, let's move on. Question 7. A triathlete swims at 750 meter at average speed of 1.5, cycles 20 km at average speed of 30 km per hour, and run 5 km in 25 minutes. Find the triathlete find the time takes to swim that 750. Okay, this one quite okay because it's just distance and speed and time. Okay, so that's a very simple application. So once again, we know that the time equals to distance divided by speed. I write the slash means divide lah. This one by now you all should know lah. Okay, so 750 meters divided by 1.5 meter per second. Okay, this one don't need to think too much. Just press calculator and then you will get 500. Oh, 500 seconds. 500 seconds. Caught me off a while. Okay, 500 seconds. So give your answer in minutes and seconds. This one, if you do a very basic conversion, okay, so it's 8 and 20. Okay, at the same time, I'm also showing you a calculator trick as well. Do you know that you can convert timing using your calculator? So you see over in my calculator here, I show that it's 0, 0, 500. In this case, in first, there is 0 hours, 0 minutes, 500 seconds. If I were to key in here like that, it will automatically convert to minutes and seconds. So you see from the result is 0, 8, 20. So what does this mean? This means that it's 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, 8 minutes and 20 seconds. In our time, I never knew how to use this thing. I only knew about this thing this year. What a waste. But really, it's a very handy tool. But of course, if you really don't know this calculator function, it's okay. Do your manual stuff. That means 1 minute is 60 seconds. Do your manual conversion. It still works. Okay. This one is like a good to know thing. Huh? Okay, next. Find average speed in kilometer per hour of a triathlete. So for the whole distance of the race. So that means basically I want the average speed. Let's recall. Average speed equals to total distance divided by total time. One thing to take note is that this total time includes stopping time as well. Include the time that you take a break, including the time that you are not moving. All these are taken into account. So let's go and investigate what's going on. The total distance, okay? I got 750, I got 20 kilometer, I got 5 kilometer. Let's go and put everything inside first. So 750 meter. Notice I write the units here because the units here are different. So later then I do the conversion to make everything the same. Okay, so this one is 5 kilometer. Okay, this is one of them. Okay, at the same time, per hour, okay, never mind, I consolidate everything I have first. So At first I swim. The swim, right? The swim is 8 minutes, 20 seconds. So I write 500 seconds. That's one. Then we have the cycling part. Cycling is 20 kilometer at an average speed of 30 kilometer per hour. That means for the cycling part, he took a 2/3 hour. This one you should know, right? This one for cycling. Okay, I just add one working here, okay? Cycling will be 20 kilometer divided by 30 kilometer per hour. So it just means 2/3 hour. Okay, I'll leave it as 2/3 hour because ultimately I need to convert everything to hours. So I leave it like that first. Huh? And runs 5 kilometer for 25 minutes. Okay, 25 minutes. I need to convert to hour. But I lazy to go and convert and simplify and stuff. But I know it will be 25 over 60 of an hour. That's easier lah. Okay. So when we are doing all this conversion of units, right, it should be at handy already. You should be able to do all this along the way. Okay. Then we slowly go and convert everything to the same unit, and then we can do our calculations easier. Huh? So we look at the top numerator is 25 kilometer, 25 kilometer, 750 meter. I want in kilometer. So if I were to convert this, it will be 25.75 kilometer. That's for the numerator. Okay. Then for the hour, you see at the hour there is a bit off lah because it's not even the 500 seconds. How do you convert to hour? In fact, this one is actually 500 in terms of seconds, 3,600 seconds. Plus 25 over 60, like that. So in a way, I kind of brute force everything to become an hour. Easier that way also. And the good thing is finally for once, right, I can say that fractions don't need to make it simplest form. Don't need. Because ultimately, I still need to go and solve this thing, and then I'll get a final answer. That answer is what I need to simplify. The working values here doesn't matter. Okay, so I just press 500 divided by 3,600 plus 2/3 plus 25 over 60. Then you get 1 and 2/9. Okay, 1 and 2/9. That means this is 1 hours, 1 and 2/9 of an hour. I can just write like 1 over 2/9 hour. It can work like that. Is it acceptable? Yes. So you see that in the fraction, I have decimal, I have fraction in fraction. Don't be alarmed and don't panic. Okay, ultimately trust your calculations and do it along the way. Okay, and then from here, I take 25.75 divided by this answer that I just got, I will get this. Okay, so it's 21 and 3 out of 44 kilometer per hour. That's my idea. Okay, so 21 and 3 out of 44. Do I need to write it in decimal? No. Did I need to do any rounding off? Oh, rounding off, yes. Okay, one decimal place. Let's have a look. So it's 21.06818. All right, so one decimal place, 21.1 kilometer per hour. Okay. Okay, I just received news for the PSLE paper today. They say that this paper is easier than last year. Obviously, it's easier than last year lah. This one, last year one was a terror. A lot of people cried. No, last year was quite difficult. I hope for this year will be easier. So hope that my students will get good results. Okay, all the best to my P6 students. Okay, moving on. Okay, 21.1. This one should be quite okay. As long as you go and consolidate all the information, start off with the formula. I always have this habit. Start off with the formula. Then you go and fit in what are the things you need. So along the way, you won't get lost lah. You know, you will just write number statement, then you get lost. But no choice. Actually, all these are habits to be cultivated and being brought up and reinforced from primary school. If you primary school, you are very used to writing statements like that. One number, you will not be able to get used to this. But once you get used to this, trust me, it will pull up your grades at least by twice. Confirm. Just by how you present your answers. That's why Sec 1, Sec 2, for those of you who are with me, I focus a lot on presentation and accuracy and your tidiness of your answers. When all these are settled, trust me, your answer confirm correct. Confirm correct. Okay, so don't be too hard out with the calculations. Okay, that's why I keep saying don't be too hard out with calculations. Write everything properly, think through everything, you will get the answer. Well, maybe this answer may be very different from the answer key because I have very ugly units, fractions here. It doesn't matter as long as you are very clear what you are doing. Okay, it has always been the same message all along. Okay, let's move on. Factorize 4p minus 24pq minus 16pr completely. Interestingly is that, okay, number one, there are three terms. Number two, there's no quadratic or anything. It's fine. It's all linear. That's good. At the same time, I see that there's a couple of common factors here and there. So let's take them out. Okay, number one, I see that it's 4, 24, and 16. That means I can take out 4 as a common factor. So I write the question here, 24pq, 16pr. Okay, is it a rush? No need to rush to take out everything that you see. If you take out, you can see 4, you can't see anything else, take out 4 first. Do it line by line. It doesn't matter. Chill. Okay, chill. So I take out the 4, I'm left with P, 6pq, 4pr. And then you see again, from whatever is in the bracket, can I take out more things? In here, yes, you can. You can take out P actually. So I'll add 4p. That means I take out the P and put with the 4. Okay, so it's 1 minus 6q minus 4r. That's my answer. So 4p minus 1 minus 6q minus 4r. All right, lots of mommy group chat saying that this year paper last year, that easier than last year. Okay. Cool. Okay, right. This one quite straightforward, right? Next, simplify the expression. Okay. This one also I also very kind of particular about the presentation, presentation over 5, like that. So in terms of presentation, how do I ensure that I do it correctly? Okay, first of all, the idea here is I want to make the denominator the same, just like how we do our fractions in the past. So I want to make everything to 15. So that means whatever over here, the idea here is that my left side fraction times 5, my right side fraction times 3. So what I will do is I will have my thought process will be this. The crisscross. It's much easier that way. At the same time, I don't rush into expanding my 2 times 2m plus n. No rush. Settle all the coefficients nicely outside first, then I throw inside. Confirm correct one. Okay? So I multiply 5 times 2, which is 10. Oops. Okay, do again. Okay. So it's 10 times 2m plus n plus 3 times 3m minus 5n. So I leave it like that first. I make sure everything is done nicely. Okay, everything is all good to go. Then I go and expand. Like that, confirm correct. If not, all your signs and all these things come in later, you confirm mix up one. Okay, so 20m plus 10n plus 9m minus 15n over 15. Then I can group my like terms. Okay, so I got 29m minus 5n. Do slowly, 15. So how does it work? My m, oops, get that. Okay, 20m and 9m is 29m. 10n and minus 15n is minus 5n. Okay, and that's my answer. Quite straightforward, like if you were to lay things out very clearly like that, the answer is the question, the process is actually very simple. Okay, so 29m minus 5n over 15. That's my answer. See, the whole thing, the whole presentation is very clean, very clear. As you read through, as you revise, as you do it again, it will be 100% like that. Then your answer will be 100% correct every single time. Okay, we need to standardize the way that we do simple stuff so that in the future, when you see bigger questions, we will know that we have these habits with us. We will not be scared of bigger questions in case you need to tweak things around, you need to do more things and all these things. Presentation always counts. Okay, very important. Okay, next. Given that A is negative 2, B is 2, C is negative 3, find AB plus 2C squared. over A. Okay, one thing to take note, a lot of people will mistake for this 2C square. 2C square is equals to 2 times C times C. It's not equals to 2C whole thing square. This one important. A lot of people always confuse. The square only applies to the C. It does not apply to the 2. Okay, it does not apply to the 2. Okay, so just a short footnote there. So I want to find AB plus 2C square over A. Okay, straight up, all you can do, sub in the values. Sub in the values, nice already. Then you go and solve. Okay, no rush into this. So minus 2 times 2 plus 2 times negative 3 square over A. A is negative 2. At this point of time, you see, calculator? Why not? But why though? No need calculator. Just look at it like that and solve it like that, because the numbers are meant to be simple. Things are meant to be understood and solved by itself here. Okay, so don't need calculator. The more you use calculator, the more you won't think. The more you won't think, the more you can't do bigger questions. Legit. Okay, so start training from simple things like here. Okay, so minus 2 times 2, negative 4. Okay, so this one is plus 2. Negative 3 square is 9 over negative 2. Can? Then here is 2 and 2 is cancel out. It becomes a 1. So it becomes minus 4 minus 9. Answer negative 13. Done. So you see, just solve like that. Slowly solve, numbers group together. Think through. Don't everything punch calculator. Really, legit. Sec 1, actually the whole paper don't need calculator except for your volumes and pi stuff. Otherwise, don't need calculator one. Okay? So stick to the sub in numbers step by step, systematically. Presentation. Okay? Next. Sufen paid 26.70 for a pair of shoes after a discount of 25% for a departmental store. What is the original price of the shoes? Okay, this one, last year P6, I talk about rate. I talk about L method. Good thing is it can be used here as well. It's exactly the same thing. So after a discount of 25% means I pay for it at 75%. Is my 26.70. So what is the original price of my shoes? You don't need algebra, you don't need anything. Legit, don't need. Just do my L method can already. Divide upwards, multiply across. Confirm correct one. Okay? Nobody will dare to fault you for this. Okay? So when you key in the calculator, you will get this. 35 over 6. Why I never put 100 over 75? Because it's 4 over 3. Okay, this one can simplify, huh? So answer is 35.60. Okay, that's it. Like that, 2 marks. So easy. Okay, very straightforward. Systematically go and do the same things. We are good to go. Okay, next. ABC sells the laptop at 3.6K inclusive of 7% GST. Find the price of the laptop before GST correct to the nearest dollar. That means inclusive. That means this pricing, let's think, the original price is 100%. I add the 7% is 107%. So that means 107% is my 3,600. Because it's inclusive already. Inclusive means it's already inside already. It's the 3,600 includes the GST. So it's 107%. So we need to find 100% from here. Same thing, L method. Don't need to think so much. 107 times 3,600. Just like that, okay? This one, don't even need to bend an eye, just press calculator. You get this, okay? And then, oh, sorry. You get this. Then you change to decimal. Okay? So you get 3364.485. Good enough. Because it says nearest dollar. That means 3364. Nearest dollar. 3364. 就这样 very simple. L method always works. The more you use L method, the more you will be used to it. We are good to go. Then it's much more easier already. Okay, next. James decided to buy a laptop on hire purchase. Down payment of 25%. Remaining amount to be paid monthly installments over 2 years at a simple interest of 3.5% per annum. Find his monthly installment, correct to the nearest cent. Actually, this question is very straightforward really. Why? Because we just need to understand from the wordings how they break down the cost. Okay, one is down payment, one is monthly installment. Okay, so I will show you a graph. No, this is what I normally use to teach students as well. So original price is 3,600. The down payment is here, which takes up 25%. That means the remaining is to be split for the 2 years. So the remaining will be 75%. Let's think through. This is the 75%. Okay, however, then I need to add something called interest. The moment I write interest here is to show you that this interest does not come from 3.6K. It does not come from there. It comes from the 75% of the, it comes from this 75%. Okay, and this interest is how much. So this is what is need to be divided to get your monthly installment. That is the idea. Okay, so using this interest I write down here is 3.5% per annum. This is how they write it like that. Okay, so let's go and find the various amounts already. First of all, we need to find the remaining amount. The remaining amount is 75% of 3,600. So the 75% of like that, which is 2,700. That's one. Number two, we also need to find the interest. The interest is 2 years. 2 years of simple interest based on 2.7K. 2 years, 1 year is 3.5. So 2 years. So the total, let's write down the statements as well. The total interest will be 3.5% times 2,700 times 2. Why 2? 2 years. 2 years. Okay. Of course, you all learn the one where you all use I equals to PRT over 100. It's the same here. It's just that I never write 3.5% as 3.5 over 100. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. All right. Be flexible with this. Okay. So how do you get from here? So it's 2,700 times 2 times 3.5 divided by 100. 189. Okay. 189. So that means I add in the 189 here. So it's 189. And then the remaining here is 2.7K. So from here it's very clear already because we need to know what is the total payable amount. Okay, this is what we call payable. So payable. That means the amount is to be covered within the 2 years and to be split to each month. Okay, so it's 2,700 plus this 189. So it will be 2,889. So this is the amount to be split to every single month. So monthly will be 2,889 divided by how many? 24. Why 24? Because it's 24 months. 1 year, 12 months. 2 years, 24 months. Okay, don't forget this. So it's 2,889 divided by 24. You will get 120.375. Okay, did they say nearest dollar ending? Nearest cents. Cent means 2 dp. So it's 120.38 to nearest cent. Okay, so the thought process is more important here. We need to understand number one, what is the remaining cost? Number two, how much is the interest? The interest is based off this remaining, not the original 3.6. It's based off the 2.7 only. Okay, do I need to find the down payment? Don't need, because I already know that the remaining amount is 75%. So cut short your working, make your working efficient. So by drawing this table, drawing this graph over here, it allows you to better visualize what exactly you're finding. Okay? Can? Okay, next. The figure shows a prism with measurements given in cm. Find the total surface area of the prism. Very interesting, this one. 12 and 12. Okay, so what we can see is that it's like a house, it's like a wooden house. So total surface area, we know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 7 faces. So we need to go and account for each and every one of them. Okay, so first of all, let's go and find this little composite figure here. It's made of a triangle and a rectangle. So let's go and find this one first. Okay, so the triangle, I just write triangle equals to half times 20 times 21, 210. This one is where? cm. Okay, cm. So cm square. Then I have the rectangle at the bottom. So it's 29 times 12. This one, 344. I think no. 29 divided by 12 times 12. So it's 360 minus 12 lah. So it's 348. Then we can add these two together. 210 plus 348. That will be 548 cm square. So this is the surface area for the cross section, that means the triangle and rectangle. Then the rest, as you can see, the rest of the remaining, right, are made up of just full rectangles. So it's easier to go and compile along the way. Or no need to write everything like do one shot, do one rectangle is one statement, one rectangle, one statement. Don't need. Really don't need. Okay. So let's go and put this together. So the total surface area, number one, I got this 548. But I got two pieces of it because one is facing you, one is facing the back. So times 2. That's number one. Number 2, let's also account for this one. This one will be plus 21 times 32. I don't care what the answer is first. I write it here first. Then I look at the other side. The other side is 20 times 32. Then we look at the bottom. This one. There is two pieces of it. So it's 2 times 12 times 32. One on the right, one on the left. Okay. So how many pieces have we covered already? Here got 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we left the bottom. The bottom is 29 times 32. Like that. So the good thing is that you don't even need to calculate mentally or anything. Just punch this whole thing in the calculator. If you want to do mental calculation for each of these 2 by 2 multiplication, by all means go ahead. Make sure you get the correct answer, can already. Okay, so 548 times 2 plus 21 times 32 plus 32 times 20 plus 2 times 20, 2 times 12 times 32 plus 29 times 32. Okay, let's check again. 54 times 2 plus 21 times 32 plus 20 times 32 plus 2 times 12 times 32 plus 29 times 32. Yes, you will get 4104. Okay, 4104. Some 40 number here. 4104. In fact, that's it. Yeah, okay. So the main idea for this kind of volume surface area question is make sure you account for everything. Make sure you account for everything, all the different sides. From here, I can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 sides. So during your calculations, make sure you cover for 7 sides. So I got 2 sides here, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7 sides here. So I would know that my answer is correct because it accounts for my 7 sides. Okay? Okay, next. Question 13. Parallelogram, straight lines. PQR 66, STR 46, PUS 73. Find X. Okay, this one not difficult though. Because there's a couple of angles that we can already find already. So first of all, we can find, and do this need to have reason or anything? No need. Just need to write the angle. All the better. Okay. So first of all, you can find SRQ. Okay, I always talk about plane. First of all, I can find angle SRQ. And using SRQ, I can also find, there are many ways you can find this. I use the simpler one. Okay, I can also find PSR. And when I find TSR, I can find X. Oops. I can find X. So 3-step process lah. Okay, let's follow this. So number one, SRQ. SRQ is 180 minus 66 because this is a parallelogram. So these two are parallel. When I say about parallel gateway, I can strike it off here. That means PQR plus SRQ adds up to 180, which is this one plus this one. Adds up to 180. So this one will be, so SRQ will be 114. Okay, then I can find angle TSR. TSR is I erase this. Now TSR is a triangle. I got 114 here. Means I can go and find TSR. TSR got 180 minus 114 minus 46. Okay, there will be 20. Okay, so this guy is 20. Then in order to find X, it's very straightforward. So 20 plus the 73, you get 93. So why? Because this is what I call the flag method. The flag model. I teach this in my primary school as well. So in order to find this angle, it will be the sum of the two further interior angles. I say again, to find that one exterior angle, it's the sum of the two further interior angles. So that means if this is A, this is B. So A plus B equal to X. This is what I call the flag model. Flag method, flag model. So as you can see in this question, there is also a flag because X is equals to TSR plus SUP. I say again, angle X equals to TSR plus SUP. So you can see it forms the flag model already. Okay. So answer 93. I know I know the diagram doesn't really show because X in this looks acute angle, but my answer come out is obtuse. So if I were to double check my calculations here, if I try another way to do it, I still get unfortunately I still get 93. So it seems to be the answer. All right. Yeah, I still get 93. Same. I use another method to prove it using the quadrilaterals in the bottom right hand corner. A bit long-winded, but still possible. In the end, I still get 93. So what we can say that this diagram is not drawn to scale lah. Because the 66 looks bigger than the 73. But that's based on observation. That's why when it comes to such calculations, right, don't bet on the observation too much. Okay, trust your calculations. In primary school, we do more about common sense. We see the diagrams cannot be too far off in terms of the accuracy of the answer. Now, as we come to secondary school, we must trust our calculations more already. Okay, so that is the difference between primary school and secondary school. Must make the change soon. Okay. Okay, next. Coordinate geometry. This one quite fun, Cartesian plane. Write down the points of QR. First, we read the x-axis, then we read the y-axis. 2, -1. Okay. State the equation of line PR. PR is a vertical line. The vertical line does not cut the y-axis, but it's parallel to the y-axis. That means it is x equals to 2. No matter what your y value is, it doesn't matter because this line technically will stretch indefinitely. It will always go all the way to the end, infinitely. So what we only know that is x equals to 2 because it will cut at 2, full stop. So x equals to 2. So equation of line may not necessarily be y equals to mx plus c. It's not always the case. All right. So sometimes for such cases when it's a vertical line, okay, it can be x equal to something. Okay. Okay. Find the gradient of line PQ. Okay. This one, technically, you can use the given points to go and solve. Okay, but technically by observation, you can also do that as well. I'll show you both ways. Okay, so first of all, for gradient, you all will learn y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this x1, x2, y1, y2, right, comes from two known points. Two known points. Okay, so I can find the coordinates of P, which is 2, 4. This is 2, 4. Q, eh? Q is this one looks 4.5. All right, so 4.5 and then -1. So the idea here is to find the difference between the rise and the run. Okay, so y2 minus y1. So it's a 4 minus -1. That's for the y. And then for the x will be 2 minus 4.5. 2 minus 4.5. Then you will get 5 over -2.5, which is -2. This is the official, like the gradient formula lah. But technically, if you understand gradient from what I teach to be rise over run, technically you can just straight away observe on the graph itself. How? Okay, you can just take any point. You take, first of all, you start out with any intersection. As you move down the line, you see where does it land to the next intersection point. Here. Okay, so from this first blue dot to the second blue dot, it goes down by 2 units and it runs by 1 unit. Therefore, it's -2 over 1. Therefore, answer is -2. So answer is just -2. That means for every 1 unit it runs, how does it work? For every 1 unit it runs along the x-axis, right? It goes down by 2 units, so it's -2. Both ways will work. Both methods are accepted. So it really depends on which one are you more comfortable with. Okay, so I normally recommend people to understand rise over run because that is essentially how it works. In the long term, as you go and learn higher level of mathematics, you will realize that you guys don't really use y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 anymore. Ultimately, is for you to understand rise over run. This is the main concept. You'll be using this more often than this one. Okay, but of course, this formula is what the textbooks and maybe what some teachers will teach. Not wrong. Okay, if you are more cautious in that sense, go ahead, use this one. I just don't like this one because there's more calculations involved, and then people will be confused with like signs and change of signs and whatever. Because 4 minus -1, for people who haven't grasped the basic chapter 1 and 2 of sec 1 yet, this one will throw you off. This is what I'm scared of. Okay, so both ways work. You all see which one fits you all. Okay, next. Okay, I will skip construction questions because the scale here different. Okay, so I shall not do this already. Okay. End of paper. So that's for paper 1. Paper 1 generally quite easy lah. I would say not say easy, but I would say manageable. It's manageable. Some it really is quite. I chose this paper because the amount of things that it really requires your students to recall is quite important. Quite a lot of important and crucial things are being tested here in this paper. So I think this is a pretty good paper to actually run through all the concepts. Okay. So next, let's go to paper 2. All right. So at this point of time, I started at 12 and it's now at 1. So 1 hour. So you see, after going through all that stuff, it's 1 hour. So that means you have more than enough time to do it on your own without all my explanation and stuff. Okay. All right, paper 2, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Same thing. Do it within 45 minutes. Should be able to do. Okay. Calculators can be used, but try not to. Okay, expand and simplify 6x plus 2y. Okay, let's write down for that. 6x plus 2y, 2 times 3x minus 7y. Okay, then we can expand the things in the bracket first. So it will be 6x plus 14y. Mind the signs. Okay, at the same time, my 6x and 6x can cancel off. So I'm left with 12y. That's it. Okay, next. Solve. 5, 1 minus 3x equals to minus 9 minus x. So expand the bracket. Okay, then we can shift the things around to group the like terms together. In most of the cases, I want my x to be positive. So in this case, right, I want to do this. So minus x plus 15x. Looks nicer for me lah. Okay, so 14x and 14. Like that, when I work with positive numbers, it's easier for me. If you were to, there is no hard and fast rule to put the x on the left-hand side. I say again, there's no hard and fast rule to put the x on the left-hand side. You see, in this situation, if you were to put the x on the left-hand side, you will end up with negative 14x. Then counting negative stuff is what you guys are not very familiar with or not very strong with. So don't do that. Don't put yourself in that trouble. Okay, you can always shift the stuff, the position at the end of the day. So keep things positive. Let's stay positive. Okay. X equals to 1. Easy for this. Okay, next. Solve the equation. Over 4 equals to x minus 3 over 12. Interesting, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh else. Okay, so let's deal with the things on the left-hand side first. Looks ugly, but I want to make it to the same denominator. 24. Okay, I know the lowest common multiple is 12. I know, but I lazy. Okay, it's more straightforward this way as well. Okay, so I got just 6 times 4 lah. Okay, so the top, once again, I use my butterfly method. 4 and x. So it becomes 4x. Then minus, then which is next one, which is here. So it's 6 times x minus 5. You see, at this point, once again, I do not rush to expand. I write in the 6 over there first as one line. Then later on, when I expand, I'll ensure that I take my signs into account. What most people happen, right? They will try to lump everything together, go and squeeze through the steps. Then they forgot it got sign change. Then this question will wrong. Common error. Okay, so I will not, let's avoid this altogether. So 4x minus 6x plus 30. I see now when I say plus 30, my sign change is correct already. Okay, so don't worry if your numbers get a bit, put them properly first. Same thing as paper 1. Put them properly first, then you go and do your manipulation stuff. Then at the same time, okay, I make both sides to be 24 lah. Can? So maybe I will take this 24. It becomes 2x minus 6. Like that also can, what? That works as well, isn't it? Okay, so 2x minus 6 minus 5, 4, 12, 3. Yeah, looks fine. Okay, so you see that now we got minus 2x plus 30 equals to 2x minus 6. Is there a need to cross? Another question is there a need to cross multiply? Answer is no need. Ultimately, you still strike out the 24 anyway, because both of them are multiplied by 24, so it's the same thing. So don't need. Just remove. But that's on the basis that your denominators are the same. Okay? So it's from here, same thing. Same thing. I want my x to be positive. So 30, I bring the 6 over instead. Then 2x plus 2x. So 36 is 4x. X is 9. Oops. Okay, there we go. See, like that, my working is very clean. And you will understand what exactly is going on. Okay, can? Very clear like that. I like what I present here. Okay. So it's not just about the correctness. I always say it's never about the correctness of answers. It's about the accuracy and the presentation of the answers. Your answer is your presentation is clear, thought process is clear, your answer confirm correct. Confirm correct. Okay? Okay, let's move on. 84 boys, 100 girls. Teachers want to divide them to mixed group of same numbers and boys. Same number of boys and girls. That means what they're looking for. Largest possible number of groups. It means what? Highest common factor. So that means is to find the highest common factor of 84 and 100 lah. Okay. So 84 equals to 12 times 7 equals to 2 squared times 2 square times 3 times 7. Okay? Then 100 leh? 100 is 10 square. Is 2 square times 5 square. If you have done enough practices on prime factorization, you'll be able to do this immediately already. Okay, no need to keep doing branching lah, ladder lah, whatever lah. Then one is for the front, where you do a lot of practices and get into the groove. When more practices are being done, you see that the same numbers, right, will appear again and again and again. Okay, then you will know that how these numbers will actually relate to one another. Don't blindly go and do like your prime factor, your ladder lah, prime factorization, blah blah blah, just because you are being due to do that. Okay, must learn how to adjust and adapt. This is secondary school, not primary school. Okay, so here, this is how we do our prime factorization. So we put it into index notation. Find the highest common factor. So the highest common factor, same thing. I want my common basis. Common basis. Okay, common basis is only 2. No more. Okay, I want the lower power. Lower power. Both is 2 square. Okay, 2 square. Answer 4. Find the largest possible number of groups. 4 groups. So find the number of boys in each group because there are 84 boys. So boys will be 84 divided by 4, 21. Done. Yeah, that's it. It's really very straightforward and simple. So that means if I were to think about the girls, it will be 100 divided by 4, 25. So what does this mean? That means in each and every one of these groups, there will be 21 boys and 25 girls. And there will be a total of 4 groups. That's the idea. So you also must understand, like, from the context of the question itself, what is it trying to mean? And how does this lower common multiple, highest common factor help us to solve and understand these problems? Can? Okay, next, for TV show. 1/5 of the viewers are 50 years old, under 50. 1/4 are over 75. 3/4 of those over 75 are men. So if the total number of viewers is 80, find the number of viewers who are between 50 and 75. Okay? A lot of words, a lot of fractions. Let's go and steer clear of what exactly they're asking for. Okay, 1/5 is under 50. 1/4 is over 75. 3/4 of those who are 75. That means this 3/4 is not of the total. Important. So that means the people who are between 50 and 75, right? How many? It's actually 1 whole minus 1/5 minus 1/4. That's it. The 3/4 is part of the 75. It's part of the 1/4. It's not to be considered as the total. So very important how we understand the question itself. Okay? So answer is 11 over 20. Can? Okay, next, the number of women who are 75 over 75 years old. So from here, because we already have the total number of viewers, we can solve by quantity law. So basically, 1/4, we want to find over 75 first. Okay, so over 75 years old is 1/4 of 80, which is 20 people. That means there are 20 people who are over 75. And out of these 20 people, 3/4 are men. That means 1/4 are women. So the women over 75 years old will be 1/4 times 25. Done. That's it. 3 marks. Very straightforward. And they already give us a number. So straightforward, very easy. Okay, next. A survey was conducted by a class of 40. Now they give us a 40 already. So keep that in mind. That's the total number of people. To find their favorite food, then the results are given in the pie chart. Find the number of students whose favorite food are burgers. Burgers quite straightforward because they already give us a degree. Remember, 1 whole is 360. So this degree only shows us a specific proportion of this whole group of 40 students. So burgers is just 108 out of the 360. Remember, this is a proportion times 40. of the people. And really, don't need to think too much, really. This one, divide is 12, 1. So answer is 9. No. What am I talking about? 9 is here because I divide both sides by 40. Okay, so 108 divided by 9, 12. Okay, this one makes more sense. Okay, 12. As long as you know that the whole circle is 360, you guys have been doing this since last year, P6, okay? It's the same thing. Just that now they are expanding more to using angles to represent a certain amount of proportion. That is the idea. Okay, next, find the value of x. Okay, so from here, there's a couple of things we can immediately find out. This is 90. Okay, so in order to find 3x, that means I take 360 minus 90 minus 108. That means from there, it's quite easy to solve already. Okay, so 3x equals to 360 minus 108 minus 90. So this one, press calculator, 270 minus 108, you get 162. And this 162 is made out of 3x because it's the x and the 2x. So I want to find x. Like that. So it's 54. That's it. X is 54. Need to put units, don't need, because it says find the value of x. Value 54. It's just 54. Okay, next. Given that 5 new students join the class and they choose chicken rice as their favorite food, find the new angle in the pie chart representing the number of students who chose chicken rice. This one, trick question. Why? Because a lot of people, right, when they say, oh, join 5 students, then they find the number of people who are chicken rice, favorite food is chicken rice. Then they find the percentage really. Wrong. One more thing they need to take note is the new total number of pupils. So this is the first thing that we need to write down first. The new total students is actually 40 plus 5, 45. Why? Because the new student join the class, the class total must go up first, then the chicken rice then can go up. So we need to go and find currently chicken rice just now is how many people? Just now, it means before the 5 new people come in, is 1/4 of the 40. So now, okay, so previous chicken rice is 1/4 of 40, which makes 10. So now the new number of chicken rice is 10 plus 5, which is 15. So what's the new angle on the pie chart? What you're looking for is 15 over 45 times 360 degrees. Because it's out of the whole pie chart. Okay, so this one is 1/3. So it's 1/3 of 360. Answer 120 degrees. Solve. That's it. Okay. So because it looks very simple, because we have cleared the very important thing out of the way, which is this one. A lot of people will just take 15 out of 40. Then they say 15 out of 40 times 360, then they will get 135. Okay, which is wrong. Why? Because the new total must change also. It's no longer 40 already. This is why it's important. Okay, so we clear the tricky stuff at the back in front. The behind stuff is easy already. Okay, and you can see the working here and presentation is very clear. Okay, next. Hey, polygons. One of my favorite topics, very fun. Okay, AB, BC, and CD, 3 sides of a regular polygon, and the angle of BC is 120. Find the number of sides. Okay, to find the number of sides, I always recommend to my students, because for polygons, you all learn 2 formulas. One is the sum of interior, correct? Sum of interior is n minus 2 times 180. Okay, at the same time, that's the first property. The second property is that all exterior angles add up to 360. This is regardless of the number of sides. But this itself is so powerful that it can solve almost everything out there. Why? So instead of looking at the 120, right, to tell me the find the number of sides, right, because how I know how many, most people will do, okay, n minus 2 times 180 divided by n gives me 120. Don't need, legit, don't need, okay? But can do or not? Can. It's the long-winded method, which I don't really like. But let me show you how it works first. So what they are meaning is that n minus 2 times 180 over n gives me 120. Then they solve. Don't need, really, don't need. There's a better way to do this. Why? This first one, we are focusing on the first property. But the trick to this is actually to use the second property. Okay, so you see, if one interior angle is 120, can I say that one exterior angle is 60? Because quite easy, 180 minus 60 no, 180 minus 120 is 60. And since they say all exterior angles add up to 360, what does this mean? That means the number of sides is just 360 divided by 60, which is 6. Ta-da! 6 sides. 2-step. Simple calculation. Enough. No need algebra. No need algebra. Okay, if I were to do this, can or not? Can. Then you get 180n minus 360 equals to 120n. So 60n is 360. N is 6. Why leh? No need Okay, save your time and trouble. Just do the one here. The idea here is because they always use regular polygon. Regular polygon means all the exterior angles will be the same. So it's all exterior angle add up to 360. 360 divided is 66. Done. Okay, once you understand this, you don't need to be too daunted by the interior angle that they give you. Think of it outside the box. Jump to the exterior angle and divide. Easier that way. Okay, this is a common trick that I always teach all my students, and it always works. 100% always works. Okay, so I hope that this video can go out to more people, so more people can get and learn this. Okay, next, find CEB. CEB. So we know that this is 60, and this is also 60. So this is obviously 60 lah. But okay, I better answer first. 60. But anyway, why? Because my angle, because it's the side of a regular polygon. So angle BCE is also 60 lah. Because it's exterior angle So technically angle CEB is 180 minus 60 minus 60, which is 60. Done. It happens to be an equilateral triangle, even though the diagram doesn't show it very well. But yes, it's an equilateral triangle. Oh wells. Can? Okay, next. Question 5. Okay, find the area of shaded region. Okay, this one from the construct of it is quite straightforward. We can see that it's actually a trapezium minus of a semicircle. So we can use that to help us find certain things. However, in order to find the trapezium first, we need to find the length of CD. Because that is the other base that I'm looking for. Okay, so I want to find CD. How do we find CD? Interestingly, because it's a semicircle, that means can I say that if CH is 6 cm and it's the diameter what? And OV is my radius. So straightforward, OV is 3. And if OV is 3, so is CD. So you can solve a lot of things already. Okay, so this is part of the working as well. So in terms of the area of shaded region, my pi is 3.12. So my shaded equals to my trapezium minus semicircle. If you write it like that in the working, is it possible? Yes, 100% possible, because this is like a plan. When you have a plan out, you will be able to put in all the numbers in, and you'll be able to get the answer as well. Trapezium. Okay, so we know that every time when we write certain things in a statement, we know what we are solving for. So in this case, we solve for trapezium, which is, we call the formula half times the height times the sum of bases. That's for trapezium. Half times height times sum of bases. So this is 3 by the way. Okay, can. I lazy to solve now. I do it later. Okay. So semi, what's my semi? Half times pi. Okay, I also lazy to write pi also. Just write pi. Pi. R square. What's my R? R is 3. So R square. So in fact, that's my answer already. But if I will simplify it, okay? So this one is 3. This is 16 times 3, 48. Minus this one is actually 4.5 times 3.142. Just like that. Okay, because 9 over 2 is 4.5 by now you all should know that. Okay, 3.142 times 4.5. Then I take 48 minus this answer. I will get 33.861 meter square. It's exactly 33.861 lah. So need to round off or not donate. Answer is 33.861. Because the answers is exact, so I do not need to do any rounding. So it's 33.861. You see, the working is actually very short. But why? Because I compress everything to the line, to the first line of plan. So when your plan is clear, everything will be clear. For marking wise, can this be allowed? Yes, 100% yes. Can. This one confirm can accept. If teacher don't accept this kind of thing, look for me. Confirm can. Okay? Of course, as long as you sub in the numbers correctly and every time you plug in the formulas or make it systematic. Okay, next. Answer the whole of this question on the grid provided in the next page. Draw graph. I lazy draw graph. Can I skip this question? Okay, I do. Okay, I do that. Okay. Okay, so equation y equal to 4x minus 5. So what's p? So y equals to 4 times negative 2 minus 5. Okay, this is minus 8 minus 5. This is minus 13. Okay, on a scale of 1 unit, 2 to 1 unit represents minus 3 to 3, that's x, then minus 20 to 10. 哎，好吧，做了。Okay, 2 cm to represent 1 unit. So 2 cm to represent 1 unit. So where shall be my axis? Because so for such graph questions, we also need to be very careful about where are we placing our axis. Okay, so the y is minus 20 to 10. So I will want my x-axis to be slightly upwards. And 2 cm to represent 5 units. 2 cm to represent 5 units. So one box represents 1 cm. Okay, let me just check one more time. Yeah, 2 cm to represent. That means 1 cm is one box. 1 cm is one box. So using this, we can help us find. So we got minus 20 to 10. Okay, so actually we can plot our, in fact, we can plot our y-axis first. Okay, so let me just draw the straight line. Use a different color. Yeah, actually you can just let me see. Okay, let me just turn it to a portrait mode. This looks better. Okay, see, I can draw it here. Yeah, nice. Okay, just compose a. Okay, I just draw a long enough line and adjust. Of course, for y'all, where y'all use pencil and ruler, y'all can just do the line along as well. Okay. Then you see, it says minus 3 to 3. That means my left side and right side is the same. So I want to put my axis in the middle. Somewhere like that. Okay. So 2 cm to represent 5 units. Let's go and count. So let's say this is negative 20. Oops. This is negative 20. So this is negative, represent 5 units, so 15, 10, 5, 0. Yeah, it's all the way down there. No, wait. 0. Oh, but I need to go up to 10 also. So So this is here is 0, 5, 10. Like that. Okay. So as you can see, it's still quite far apart. Okay, so what we can do, normally you see, even if it's a drawing, it will also require some sort of erasing. So patience. Okay, so I'm gonna just shift everything upwards here. Maybe here. This looks nicer. Okay. Then of course I need to mark out my axis as well. So this is my Y. And then I also need to do my x-axis as well. It looks like here. Yeah, like that. Okay, this will be -3 to 3. 2 cm to represent 1 unit. So it's a -3, right? Start with -3. So it's a so from 0 will be -1, -2, -3. Like that. So then we have 1, 2. Extend the line a bit, 3. Oh no, this is my x, sorry. X. Okay, like that. Then we are good to go. Okay. I'm not satisfied with this graph, to be very honest, because it doesn't seem to fit the majority of the graph paper, but the scale is given like that, then no choice. Oh, -3, 17. Let's go and quickly plot the points. Okay, -6, 15, -7.5. So it should be here. Okay, and then we have -2 and 13. So -2 and 13. Where is 13? 13 is here. Okay. Technically, with these 2 points, I can draw a straight line already. But they say need to plot points. Okay, plot points on no choice. Then it's 1, 1. 1, 1 is where? 1, 1 is here. 1, 1 is here. What else do we have? We have 2.5 and 5. 2.5 and 5 is here. Okay, and then at the same time, we have 3, 7. 3, 7. So 3, 7. So 2.5. 3, 7. 3, 7. 3, 7. Oh, wait. Are we reading the wrong graph? Where? 2.5. Oh, this one is wrong. 2.5 and 3. So it's here. 2.5 and 2.5 and 3 here. Okay. And then 3, 7. 3, 7 is where? 3, 7 is x is 3, y is 7. X is 3, y is 7 is all the way up there. Doesn't look like a straight line graph though. 3, 7 here. Eh? That's weird. 2.5. There's some anomalies though. 2.53, 5, 7. Oh, 5. Hiya. 1, 1. Y is 5. 2.55. 2.55 is here. Yeah. Like that. This makes more sense now. Okay. So now we can draw a straight line already. So, okay, try. Okay, if I were to draw my points here, it should be correct. My 1, 1 don't fit. My 1, 1 don't fit. Why? Huh. There's a wrong value here. Because 1, 1 doesn't fit the equation. Okay, interestingly, you see, is y equals to 4x minus 5. So when x is 1, y should be -1. Ah, we found an error in the paper. Interesting. Okay, so this one should be -1. We were misled. Okay, so that's why important to keep your mind on the calculations while you're doing your work. Okay, so this one should be -1. Ah, we got tricked there. So this one I put aside here is to be here. Hey, this line makes more sense now. Yes, it fits everything. Well done. Yeah, adjust a bit. Yeah, there we go. So I sa sui. Then my graph should look like that. Okay, let me try to adjust the line by a bit more. So that of course it will cut exactly at 5. And yep, there we go. This makes more sense now. All right. At the same time, we also need to label our graph. So y equals to 4x minus 5. Ensure that everything is there. Your xy is there. Your origins are there. Your points are there. So this is good to go. Okay. So next, find the value of x when y is 7. When y is 7. So when they say from your graph, that means you cannot solve. Read off your graph. Okay. Find the value of x when y is 7. So x should be 3. When y is 7, ma. Interestingly, it's already here lah. So I don't know why they asked it again. Whatever. State the value of the x-intercept. X-intercept is here. Alright, so we can see it's 1.1, 1.2, 1.25 because it's in the middle. Can you see? Here, this one. So it's 1 and 1.25. Okay. Next, draw line x equals to 3 on a grid provided. X equals to 3 is a vertical line. So let's draw another line. Okay, let me just move this to x equal to 3, like that. There we go. Hey, boom. Hey, move, move. Move. Move here. Okay, there we go. And we also need a label because we mark out already need x equals to 3. Write down. Write down the equation of the line that has the same gradient of the line which as the y as this line and y-intercept 1. So that means this tests you on how the y equal mx plus c. What's your understanding of it? Okay, so y-intercept is 1. Therefore, y equals to 4x plus 1. Because the 4 is your gradient. 4 is your gradient. So same gradient means the gradient is 4. So y-intercept 1 plus 1. So y equals to 4x plus 1. Yeah, that's it. Okay, done. How many more do we have? Still quite a bit. Wow, because maybe the graph took up a lot of time. But it's okay. We are good to go. Okay, next. Mavis travel for Singapore or Thailand. 26 Thai baht. Okay. In Thailand, she spent 14.2k Thai baht. Change the remaining Thai baht to Sing dollars. Okay. How much did she receive in Thai baht? So this one is just a rate question. Rate question, everything use L method. So Sing dollar 1 equals to 26 Thai baht. So I got 750 Sing equals to 75. 750 over 1 times 26. Just like that. Okay, don't need to think too much. Okay, 750 times 26, 19.5k. So 19,500 Thai baht. Okay, she uses 14.2. So the remaining, let me change it back to, okay. So remaining will be 19,500 minus 14,200. Minus 14,200 is 5,300 Thai baht. So once again, we use the exchange rate to convert it back to our Sing dollar. So 26.5 Thai baht is $1. I'm looking at 5300 Thai baht equal to how many? 5300 divided by 26.5. You'll get 200. Okay, very simple lah, this one. But of course, make sure your presentation is clear lah. Okay, for the working here, it will look like that. So it's 5300 divided by 26.5 times 1. Answer 200. So you see, most of the things are L method can settle one. Okay, so same thing, divide outwards, multiply across. This one also, divide outwards, multiply across. Same thing. Okay, next. For every year of the car, the value of the car depreciates by 15% of its value of the previous year. If the value of the car is 93925 in 2022, find 2020's value. Important, this one, trick question. Why? Because it's 15% of the previous year. So we need to actually do multiple times. So for example, this one is draw a timeline. This is 100%. So in 2021, it will be 15% drop of the 100%. So it'll be 85%. Because drop 15%. Okay, for the new year here, which is 2022, I drop another 15%. But take note, this 15% is off 85%. Here's the key, so a lot of people will miss this out. So actually, if you calculate, it will become 72.25%. Okay, then you must be thinking, how do we get this 72.25 without any working? Actually, if you memorize your square numbers and cube numbers, same thing, you can solve this immediately. Why? Because it's actually 2 times of 15%. So it's 15% of 15%. 15 times 15 is 225. So from here is 225. So it's 85% of 85%. Okay, so this one, I can imagine this as 85% of 85%. There's a special way to square numbers like this. There's a special way to do so. Okay, so for those of you who want to learn these special techniques, right, let me know. I can teach you also. Okay, so we know that it's 72.25% of the original value of 2020. That means 72.25%. Okay, I'll give you a working first. Okay, 85%. 85% of the 85% is 72.25%. So 72.25% equals to 93925. What is 100%? Well done, everything. Yay, everything just L method. Just like that. So 100 divided by 72.25 times 93925. You get a very nice number, which is 130,000. Okay. And that's your answer. 3 marks like that. Sure, right? But that is on the basis that you master all my mental calculation techniques. Okay. Otherwise, you'll be doing a lot of people will be very confused. Like you trace back, then you calculate back. Too troublesome already. The idea is to move forward. That means from 100%, you move to 85%. And you must understand that it's dropping 15% of the 85%. That means the final value will be 85% of the 85%. Okay, another way we can help to visualize this is using models. In P6, you'll learn model, man. So it's like, for example, in fraction, when y'all learn like of the remaining, okay, and I always teach draw a new layer, it's actually the same thing one. Okay, so basically I draw here, let's say this 100%. So it drops 15%, correct? First year. So I'm left with 85%. That's for the, okay, so this is 2020. This is 2021. Then it's dropping 15% of this 2021. So it's dropping another 15% here. And then is 85% is 2022. So what they are meaning here in this question is that this value is 93925. If you look at it outwards, is it 85% or 85%? It's exactly the same. It's really exactly the same. So if you convert to fraction, it's like, 17 over 20 times 17 over 20 is 289 over 400. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. So understanding models and how, that's why the way of me teaching models in primary school, right, will lead you to be smoother in your secondary school. Okay, so I tackle from primary school to secondary school. This is why I teach the certain things that I teach, because it's for I treat everyone as a full 10-year investment. Okay, and so whatever that I teach, right, will smooth and ease you all into secondary school understanding as well. Okay, so that is how it works. 130,000. Very simple, right? 3 marks. Ayo, 3 lines, 3 marks. So short. You got see before. Good. This is the best thing. Okay, next. Calculate the volume of the pencil. Leaving your answer in terms of pi. Leave in terms of pi, good. That means you don't need to know what pi is. You don't need to know what 3.142 lah, 22/7 lah, 3.14 don't need, because it's using the calculator value of pi. And they said leave your answer in terms of pi. That means my final answer, right, will have a number, pi. A number pi. You don't even need to solve the value. It's in terms of pi. Okay? So let's see what's going on here. Volume of the pencil. So the weight, the diameter is 0.7. All right. So the volume will be pi r square. Okay, I write the formula first. Pi r square h, correct? So it's pi. What's my radius? Radius is 0.35 squared times 16. That's my answer. Okay, if I were to expand this, I will get 0.1225 pi times 16. Then I can solve for calculator. 0.1225 times 16, you will get 1.96 pi. Answer 1.96 pi. Because in terms of pi, that's all. Okay. How do we get 0.35 to become 0.1225? Same thing, special techniques. All these special techniques, right, I will also teach. Okay, along the way, if I'm tutoring you or whatsoever. Okay, but in other case, you don't know how, never mind, press calculator can already. Okay. Next, the number of these pencils. A number of this pencil. The language a bit weird. Can fit exactly into a pencil case with dimension as given in the diagram below. Find the maximum number of pencils that can be fit inside. So basically, okay, we look at the length. The length is 16, so it's fine. So it's just like one strip from the head to the tail. That's one. Then we are seeing that it's like, I will imagine it's like a lot of little circles, like that. Like that. At least we don't know the number. We are going to find a number, but at least you must know this is the visualization that we must have. Okay, more importantly. Okay, so we know that the diameter is 0.7 cm. We are moving along 6 cm. So that means the length will be 6 cm divided by 0.7. That means along the 6 cm length, how many of the circles can we fit? That's the idea that we are looking at. And then I'll get 8 and 4 out of 7. That means the maximum is 8 pencils along the 6 cm length. I'm writing this just to show you the thinking process. That means here alongside here will be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not very true now, okay? But this is what you mean. Then also we also need to find the height as well, because it's 2 cm. So the height will be 2 cm divided by 0.7. You get 2 remainder 0.6. Not important, but I know that the max is 2 pencils, 2 layers of pencils. Okay, I use that. 2 layers of pencils. That means like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. That's the idea. 2 layers. Okay, so find the number of maximum pencils, right? I'll take this one, multiply by this one. So the max pencils, right, will be 8 times 2. Actually, it's times 1 as well. Why? The times 1 is along the 16. So this one along the 2 is 2 pencils along the height. Along the length is 16 cm is actually 1, because 16 divided by 1 is 16 divided by 1 is 6. 16 divided by 16 is 1. Then the 6 cm here is 8. So it's actually 8 times 1 times 2. Okay, so coming back here, the answer is 16 pencils. Okay, I know 1 mark a lot lah, a lot to write, but what I'm writing here clarifies the thinking process. What's more important to me? Oh, okay, next. Hence, find the percentage of the empty square in the box. It's all quite straightforward because the plan that I can think of immediately is to find the total of 6 pencils. Volume lah, the volume. Then I can find the total volume of the box. Then I can find percentage already. So at the very least, before you start doing, start diving in, at least have a simple plan in mind. That's what I meant. Okay. So just now we know there is one volume, one pencil is 1.96 pi. I have 16 pencils here. So it's 16 times 1.96 pi. 16 times 1.96, I will get 31.36 pi. I don't even want to expand pi. I just want to leave it like that. Simple enough. Okay. And then after that, I want to find the total volume of the box. Okay, so the box volume will be how many? 6 times 16 times 2. Okay. 6 times 16 times 2, which is 192. This is in cm cube. So I can find the percentage already. Okay, so the percentage will be 31.36 pi over 192 multiplied by 100%. Okay, same thing. Can answers be written? Can your workings be like that? 100%? Yes, because this is not the final answer. The final answer will be in the form of decimal. Okay, so always use it like that. Make your working simple and nicer. So times pi. This is where I need to use this one, the long elongated working, because this is the exact value of 31.36 pi. Then you leave the calculation of pi to the end. Okay, so divide by 192 times 100, you will get this 51.31 for 51.3126. Okay, so to 3 51.3%. It's a pretty low number actually. It's like less than, it's like only half the box is being used because the rest cannot fit in. Too bad. Okay, so 51.3. It's a very low percentage. It's a half the box is being filled with pencils only. Then the remaining half is not used, it's wasted. But too bad it cannot fit anything else already. So don't know. That's the best we can go with. Okay. How to optimize, how to increase percentage? You will learn in Sec 3. How to increase this percentage. This one learn in Sec 3. Not now. Okay. Next. This is the full question, the full real world context question. Real world context question. Quite fun, eh? 2 marks and 3 marks. Okay, fair. Okay, Joseph parked his car at V2M 6:30, paid 860 for it. What's the latest possible time that he left the car park? Quite a familiar question to the things that you guys are doing in P6. It's the same thing actually. All right, so 6:30 p.m. and paid 860. So at least we know it's V2M, so it's this one. So at least for the first 90 minutes, it's kind of like fixed cost because it's 4 cents per minute. So at least we can know what's going on. So we draw a timeline. So we start off with 6:30. Oops, sorry. Whoops. All right, 6:30. So at least we know for the first half an hour, right, it's fixed already. It's at a fixed cost. And this fixed cost is how much data that we write in. Then we go and find out these things first. You see, my timeline is not complete, but it's okay. It is okay. I can use this to what I start me off with my calculations. Okay, so 90 minutes. So for the first 1.5 hour, it will be 4 cents times 90 minutes. So it will be 4 cents times 90 minutes. So it will be $3.60. So this is 360. Okay, cost 4 cents per minute. Okay, so And then we need to go and from here we can go and we can figure out from 8 p.m. onwards how much is the parking worth. All right. So the remaining amount will be $8.60 minus 360. So answer is $5. So that means this whole part makes up $5. But this $5 is how much? You see, when they say after that, subsequently 30 minutes or part thereof is $5 for 30 minutes. That means right, the number of 30-minute block is how many? $5 divided by $5 equals to 1 block. 1 block means 30 minutes. Okay? 30 minutes means what? That means the latest time that he will leave is 8:30 because it's only half an hour after 8 p.m. So 30 minutes after 8 p.m. is 8:30 p.m. Okay, 2 marks. With the working timeline, it's very visible, so it's very clear. Next, Pearlyn is considered whether to park at B2 or B3. She intends to stay for 2.5 hours. Which one is the cheaper option? Explain your working. So we need to consider 2 cases. One is B2, one is B3. We need to work out both and compare. Okay, so I'll just divide this paper to half. This guy is to B2. This one is B3. Okay, so 2.5 hours. Let's take a look. General parking for B3 is 4 cents per minute flat. Okay, so let's have a look whether or not is it make sense or not. So B2, I want 2.5 hours. So for the first 1.5 hours is fixed. So it's 1.5 hours. And then here is 1 hour. All right, so for this one is flat because this is 360 based on what we know. Then here there is 1 hour. 1 hour is being split to half an hour blocks. So the idea here is we need to find a number of 30-minute blocks, which is 1 hour divided by 30 minutes, which is 2 blocks. But these 2 blocks of what? 2 blocks of 30 minutes, right? That means the amount will be the 360 in front plus 2 blocks of $5. That means this one will be 2 times $5. Okay, so this is for B2. For B3, it's even more straightforward because it's 2.5 hours straight at 4 cents per minute. So the fee will be because we know that it's 4 cents per minute and it's how many cents, how many minutes are there in 2.5 hours. So we can do a quick conversion. So it's 2.5 hours times 60 minutes. Can follow? So this is a quick way for us to convert from hours to minutes. So it's how many? So it's just press calculator, don't need to think too much. Okay, times 4. It will be 600 cents because our money is cents here. Okay, so it's $6. So which one is cheaper? Obviously, B3 is cheaper. So why? She only pays $6 if parked at B3 compared to 1360 at B2. So we need to show that we have made our calculations very clear. B2 is 1360, B3 is $6. Then we take and compare. So it's to pay cheaper at B3 at $6 as compared to B2 at 13.60. That's why we need to write quite a lot of things here. She only pays $6 if park at B3 compared to 13.60 park at B2. So she should park at B3. That's the idea. And this also wraps up the paper for this entire paper 2. Okay, so calculations wise, quite straightforward from here. As long as the workings are being shown clearly. Anyway, it's only 3 marks, so this amount is just nice for 3 marks. Okay, so looking at this paper, more or less is quite straightforward. It's still quite simple. It's still quite simple. Manageable lah, manageable. A lot of thinking process involved, especially like for the pencil question and for the tie bar and the car question. So a lot of these tricky things will appear here and there. So it's still manageable. So look through the paper and the solutions. And if you need to, go and re-watch this video, go and slow down the playback, go and pause the video and look through my solutions. What I present here is the most clean, I would dare say the most clean and the most efficient working for the majority of students already. Okay. So of course, like I mentioned, if you have other questions, comment down below. At the same time, just ask over there, or maybe if you guys are looking for any specific papers, let me know. Let me see, I can make some time for it. Okay. Then okay, so with that, we have come to the end of this today's session for Sec 1 G3 Maths. Okay, subsequently I'll be also doing Sec 2, Sec 3 E-Maths, A-Maths, Sec 4 N-level, O-level, E-Maths and A-Maths. Okay, there's quite a lot of things coming up. So let's say you want to, maybe go and have a pre-look at what your seniors are doing. Stay tuned to my upcoming videos, and then I'll see you all over there. Okay, bye bye.